Grand Rising, good morning, good afternoon. It be so dark in here. And be bright than a mug. I don't get it. Grand Rising, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is to and for you. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back to my channel. So, last night and the night before, when we did our What is Your Perspective of Love and Why and topic of discussion and insights, I was asked a question in regards to a topic that I feel people don't know about and causes controversy. So guess what? Our topic tonight is going to be something in regards to that. So, tonight, this topic of discussion and insight is going to be a little different. I'm going to teach y'all some things, okay? I'm going to teach y'all some things. I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum because I don't want to go over 2 hours. But I'll try to keep it to a minimum. And we'll go from there, okay? I've been tired. I am tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. Because I sleep good. I get good rest. But I've been tired. Like, I woke up this morning and I went and did my volunteer work. I volunteered for this homeless event. And it irritated me so bad. Hello, Crisco's Country Life. Because it irritated me because I can't stand when people talk to homeless people like they trash and treat people. It irritates my soul so badly because I'm big on being mindful of how you entertain strangers because you never know who you may be coming across. You never know. So to be sitting and I'm trying to volunteer and I'm smiling and trying to help people do what they need done, and I'm just hearing the talk in the background and I can't tune it out because I'm me, so it really pissed me off and I left an hour earlier than what I was supposed to leave. I stayed a few hours, so that is strictly up to you. That's up to you. I appreciate you enjoying my channel. Okay? But yeah, I don't like that. I don't like when people I've noticed where I live, a lot of that happens where people talk to people like they just so beneath them and they so just not. I'm talking about I hate it. I hate it. If there's ever a thing that I hate when people treat people who are less fortunate or who are homeless or in horrible situations like trash. I hate it. I hate it. I'm talking about I hate it so much. Because who the fuck are you to think that you could treat a person like that because of their circumstances and situations? It's like who are you? Who did God appoint you to be? Because if God appointed you to be anything, you wouldn't be like that. So I really had to leave. It disturbed my spirit so much. So yeah. Hello, Galvin. You are loved as well. Thank you. I appreciate you, Crisco. Yeah, I don't like that though. Don't treat people like shit because, and it, to me, it's just a telltale sign that you're a horrible human being. You're a horrible person. If you just talk to people like trash and treat people like trash because you just feel like you want to, and these are people who are homeless, struggling, you know, and then it made me think like, damn, would I ever volunteer at another homeless event that's put together by a community environment ever again? I don't know. Probably not after that because it didn't sit right with me. And I do stuff for the homeless by myself. For years, I've been doing stuff by myself out of my own pocket. So to have to sit and watch this be a large community event and I chose to volunteer because someone that I care about also volunteers, and my mom used to be a part of that. So I'm like, okay, my mom, the anniversary of my mom's death is next week. So me and my son was like, okay, we'll volunteer. And man, fuck them people wholeheartedly. And I hope they watch me because the way I listened to some of them people be talked to today was just straight trash. And I ain't never been one to bite my tongue. So, you know. Hey, no ego. Hey, Luz 72. Yeah, I don't like that. Don't treat people like shit. You're a horrible person in my eyes. You know, these are homeless individuals who need assistance, who need help, who need things, who need items, who need people who actually care about them and not people who want to. Oh, let me get back to this, okay? Because I don't like, listen, I don't like certain types of people. I don't. I will never. Like people that treat people that are in need. If you come across the person who is in need and you intentionally choose to treat that person like trash or speak at that person like they're trash, you are straight trash. There's no, you know, you're trash. That's just what it is. I'll never understand it. Cause why? Why is that even necessary to disrespect a person because they looking for help? They need help. They're in need of assistance. They're in need of someone who has compassion, who is considerate and who fucking cares. Not someone who's going to talk down on them, disrespect them, yell at them, and talk to them like they trash. So, yeah. Jonathan Cunningham, I'm a giver too, and I'm the type of giver that don't like that shit. And my granddad always used to tell me, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I don't fall for shit. I, that's the type of stuff that really pisses me off. Nobody is trash, but if you treat another human being like they are trash because of their circumstances or situations, you are definitely trash. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I've told people to their face several times and will never hesitate to tell another. Thank you. I appreciate it, OG. So, although that's not our topic tonight, I don't know where it just popped in my mind, but I was so upset about it. After I came home, I had to cleanse myself and I laid down. I actually sat down on my bed and I fell asleep. And when I talk about I was asleep for hours, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't know why. I was just so tired, not feeling drained or nothing like that, but I was just tired. That type of stuff really, 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 really bothers me. Lamar, go ask your mama. Greetings and love to you as well, Ray Miller from Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, shout out to the ATL. Yeah, and a lot of people in those situations, for Gory 23, a lot of people in those situations, they don't speak up for themselves. See, that's where people like me come in. Because I don't mind stepping in and being like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you treating them like that? You know? So they don't speak up for themselves because either they lose things that they lose the services they need, they're punished for speaking up for themselves, they take some type of loss, or they can't get what they need because of that. So, yeah. But neither here nor there. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. I'm gonna just do what I've always done for years for, you know, people in them type of situations and for the homeless, because they need love, period. They don't need no form of hate, no form of, they just don't need it, okay? They need love and compassion. And that goes a very long way. And a lot of people don't care because they going to go home and relax in their house, in their home, and they ain't going to give two shits about the people they just walked away from on the street. That's the reality of it. But then you got some people that go home and they're going to think about that person that they encountered. And they're going to go back to look for that person that they encountered to help that person in some type of way or give that person something. You know, it's, you got different types of people in this world. And not all are human beings. So I'm just here. Oh, thank you. Happy Sweetest Day to you. So let me tell y'all, I don't celebrate Sweetest Day. Because, well, I do, but in my own way. But when I was a kid, my mom, when we grew up in Detroit, Sweetest Day was real big in Detroit, Michigan, Ohio. Sweetest Day was real big. It was a real big thing. And people turned it into a holiday to celebrate men, which that's great, great. However, Sweetest Day was originally created for orphans and widows. It was a day that you celebrate the less fortunate. It was not a day to celebrate your love for your man. You celebrate your love for your man on a regular, on a daily basis, in different ways, in different forms. Just to pick a day out of the year, especially if you got a good man that provides, protects, and take care of you, however that is, and vice versa. You show love, you express your love on a daily basis, on the regular. It's not just a day out of the year, but to each his own. But Sweetest Day was originally created for orphans and widows, the less fortunate. So I would highly recommend that, like, from now on, moving forward, and y'all can do as y'all please, but do something for the less fortunate on Sweetest Day moving forward, okay? Just try it, okay? Go to a homeless shelter, volunteer, give back, do something for the less fortunate, for the widows, for the orphans. That's what Sweetest Day was originally created for. A lot of people don't know that, but just look up the history of it. Okay. Now, anywho, our topic of discussion and insight So the other night, last night and the night before, so I was asked about um a topic that causes a lot of controversy that most people don't know about. So I was asked to do a topic on that. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And the topic that I picked is astrology. Okay. And I know a lot of people don't believe in astrology. But I feel like it's very beneficial to learn and know in depth, and not just to learn and know your sun zodiac sign, because that is your least important. Okay, so tonight, what I'm gonna kind of attempt to do is bridge the gap between astrology, spirituality, and religion, maybe. Okay, so I'm just going to teach y'all a few things. All right. I love astrology too, and it's very beneficial to learn and know. Okay. And a lot of people only know, oh, I was born on such and such day, I'm such and such sign. But it's so much more to it than that. It goes so much deeper than that. Okay. Like for example, your sun sign, like I'm a sun Sag, right? So every zodiac sign is associated with a body part. So for me, that would be the liver, the hips, so it's like when you learn that, you can, for yourself, you will focus more on taking care of that area of your body. So for me, it would be, like I said, my liver, my hips, my thighs, being a sun Sag. But also, I would recommend your moon sign, your north node sign, your Venus sign. Also, put more care into those body parts. So whatever your sign would be. So to get to know your birth chart, to learn your birth chart, I always recommend that you go to astrologycafe.com or astroseek.com. And all you need is your time, your place, and date of birth. That's all you need. It'll pull up your entire birth chart. House placements are important because your house placements are going to teach you what's for you, what's not for you, and what direction to go in to gain what's for you and release what's not for you. So learning your house placements are also important. Your planetarian placements, those are significant for you to learn for the same reason, actually. So we just gonna go over this stuff a little bit. And to do so, because when I originally switched my channel around, and when I said I'm gonna do the topic of discussions, and I'll use the decks from when I used to do readings, the decks that I created, because I have an astrology based deck, right? So I was going to pull topics out of those decks, but I didn't. I chose to do what I was guided to do. So what I'm going to do is I pulled out my astrology based deck, and I'm not going to shuffle through the cards and all of that. I'm not going to do that. I took out and separated the planets from the houses, from the universal laws, from the chakras, from the zodiac signs, and the days of the week. Why? Because of what we talked about the other day, divine oneness. It all goes together. It all works together. Also, because I know there's going to be some. No, I don't do cards. I don't do readings anymore. I don't do readings anymore. Okay. So also because I know biblical verses that speak against divination, and doing readings and all of that stuff is a form of divination. Okay. Um, so we're gonna touch on that too. All right. And for my Bible thumpers that use the Bible to attack others, I got some verses for y'all too. So we going to pull it all together, and we just going to bridge this gap real quick as possible tonight. Okay. So everybody going to learn something. Everybody going to learn something tonight. Okay. I'm in the mood today, and I got plenty rest. Okay. So hey y'all, I ain't ignoring y'all. I'm speaking, but I see y'all in the comments. Okay, so where we gonna start? We're gonna make it simple. We're gonna start with the zodiac signs because I already did that, speaking on the body parts. So, and I'm gonna pull them. I got them here, so I'm gonna pull them. So we're gonna talk about Capricorn first, right? Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by the 10th house. And shout out to the Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn is the earth sign. It's a cardinal sign. It's the earth sign. It's ruled by the 10th house. Okay. Capricorn is the energy of success, responsibility, stability, power, status, your career destiny is going to be your Capricorn energy. Okay. So with this energy, with you learning if you have Capricorn in your chart, but even if you don't have Capricorn in your birth chart, if you don't have Capricorn in your birth chart, your focus would be on your 10th house, because that 10th house energy is still that Capricorn energy, which is your career destiny, your success. Okay, that's where your success is, in your 10th house placement. All right. So that's going to be what you're ambitious about, your reputation, your discipline, your public image, your public life, things of that nature. But it's all centered around your success and your level of responsibility. Okay. As far as body parts for Capricorn, the body parts for Capricorn will be your bones, your joints, your teeth, your skin. Those are things associated with that Capricorn energy, okay? Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, okay? And Saturn is, I always tell y'all, Saturn is the planet of return, because Saturn is that planet of return, which is a planet that I call it the planet of return because Saturn has a way of swinging the energy back around. Okay. What goes around comes around. That's that Saturn energy. Okay. Amongst others, but just on the Capricorn energy right now. Okay. But the Saturn energy is more centered around your reality. Like I said, your discipline, your business moves. Okay. Your 10th house. If you an entrepreneur and you seek to do business, or you want to make certain types of business moves and things of that nature, you want to, hold on. I probably didn't say this in the beginning, but let me go ahead and bust this down real quick. We keep it respectful in the chat or you get blocked. Ain't no discussion about it. No, none of that. No hesitation. Okay, just FYI. All right. So, Saturn is a mature energy. Capricorns tend to be very mature, but they got that other side that's very come off like childlike. So it's a nice balance if you come across a very structured and stable Capricorn. So FYI. But yeah, if you planning on making business moves, or you an entrepreneur, or you seeking to learn about your success, or what your success destiny is, or what your destiny is in regards to your success, you may want to focus in on your 10th house placement. And what you do with your 10th house placement is whatever your zodiac sign is in your 10th house placement, you want to learn about that zodiac sign. Now, if your placements are aligned with the signs in the house placements as they are, like say for example, if your 10th house is in Capricorn, that's some that's really good energy. And I would highly recommend that you really learn about it. Take your time to learn about it, because there lies great success. I'll say that. Okay. Um, Next we gonna do Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is that 11th house energy, right? And Aquarius is an air sign, which is a fixed sign. It's a fixed zodiac sign, right? Aquarius ruling planet, traditionally, Aquarius ruling planet is also Saturn. So just FYI. So what I told you for Capricorn, take that for Saturn as well. But Aquarius ruling planet is also Uranus. All right. So Aquarius, they will tend to hold on to a lot. You know, like they hold on to a lot, kind of like stuck in their ways. They have the ability to stir situations up. Unpredictable, I would say. Aquarians are typically unpredictable, and a little different, a little unusual. And they not so they when I mean by stuck in their ways, they tend to stick to what they know rather than being open to new. But that's also a challenge for Aquarius, because their end goal is opening themselves up to stuff that is new and stepping outside of the box. Okay. So hopeful future. All right, Aquarius energy with the Uranus energy is surrounded around your friendships. That's your 11th house energy, okay? So associated around friendships, wishes, freedom. Yeah, Loose 72. I said I'm going to break it all down though. But humanitarian energy. Okay, it's also humanitarian energy. And I personally, Aquarius could be good. You know, they could be good humanitarians, or they'll struggle with being a good humanitarian, you know, because they'll be so closed off. So it's just something to think about if you are an Aquarian, okay? Also, that'll be your placement of your long-term goals, and also structure, like Capricorn energy, okay? You said they don't complain. Aquarians will tend to keep their complaints to themselves most times. Sometimes. Now, what will take them to bring it out is depending on what you say. But a very innovative energy though, for sure. Okay. So yeah, and Aquarius, like I said, that's an air sign energy. So get to know your 11th house placement, especially when it comes to the people you associate yourself with and who you call your friends. That's gonna matter. Okay. Next we gonna do Pisces. Okay, that water energy. So Pisces is a water sign, which is a mutable sign. Traditionally, one of Pisces ruling planets is Jupiter, which is also Sagittarius ruling planet. So what I will do is kind of break those two down together. So I'm going to pull the Jupiter energy out and the Neptune, because Pisces is ruled under Neptune. Pisces is the 12th house energy. Sagittarius is the 9th house energy. So I'm going to pull all these out and we're going to go over both. Okay, so the zodiac signs that are ruled under two planets, I'm gonna kind of touch on both together at the same time. Okay. Anywho, oh David, I know a lot. If you stick around, you can know some things too. But for now, I'm gonna need you to keep your negativity to yourself, okay? So I ain't gonna block you, but I am gonna put you on a little timeout. Be blessed, nothing less. All right. So Pisces is that 12th house energy, okay, which is a water sign, like I said, a mutable water sign at that. Pisces come off as sometimes they can seem very harsh, um, or long story short, Pisces real soft. Okay, they real soft on the inside. They ain't gonna show you that they soft. Not right off the rip. They not, but they are very, very, very emotional and very soft on the inside. Okay. Um, like I said, they are traditionally also ruled under the planet Jupiter, which is Sagittarius ruling planet. Pisces is the 12th house energy, which is the subconscious. That's the last house. Okay. It's your subconscious. So when you think of your 12th house placement is the things that are hidden, the things you can't see, secrets, other people's hidden tendencies and stuff will be hidden in their 12th house placement. Okay. But it also is your mental health. Your mental health is in that 12th house placement. So, say if like your 12th house is in placement, you will struggle a lot with being in your head, overthinking. Because Pisces is naturally an overthinker. It's in your nature to do so. You that water that just, you kind of float around all over the place. And you could feel like you misplaced a lot. You could feel like you all over the place a lot. But it's in your nature to do so. So your biggest struggle is going to be learning how to tame that energy and how to bring yourself back to reality. Okay, because you're a wanderer. You're going to wonder. It's in your nature to do so. So don't beat yourself up about that. Just embrace that about you because it can be a quality of yours. Okay. So a lot of, well, all of the zodiac signs have a bigger challenge. So, but your what you want to do is learn how to embrace the challenging part of you because that's what's going to help you progress. That's what's going to help you elevate. So for a Pisces, that's going to be your overthinking, you being in your head, you, because it can affect your mental health in the worst way. So you want to kind of try to tame that. Okay. Pisces is also a very spiritual sign. Okay. So it's kind of like you learning to go with the flow. You have to learn how to go with the flow. It's not going to come easy. You're going to struggle with learning how to go with the flow, but just learn how to go with the flow, okay? And to not be in your head. With Neptune being Pisces ruling planet, Pisces is the seer, the all-seeing sign, okay? Just like Sagittarius. So Pisces is the intuition, the clarity, the thinker, the thinker, the perception, the sacrifice, but much like a Sagittarius, right? So Sagittarius can also be an overthinker. Now, this is the thing though, it's different elements. Pisces element is water, Sagittarius element is fire. Okay, but they are both mutable signs. So, like I said, Sagittarius is that ninth root, that ninth house. Okay, ninth is ruled under the ninth planet, ninth house, Jupiter energy. Okay, now Jupiter is one of the biggest planets. So Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, fortune, adventure, fiery passion, big energy. Okay. um that's the learning placement, your philosophies, where you're going to learn, teach. What are you meant to teach? What are you meant to learn is going to be found in your ninth house placements, in that Jupiter energy. Okay, that's where you find your meaning of life at, and more than likely also your purpose. All right. So Jupiter is also a planet of luck, good luck. So Sagittarius tend to be, they tend to come off as lucky to others. Other people see them as being lucky and fortunate, and they have a natural wealthy spirit about themselves. It's natural though. So even if you would, I ain't gonna use that as an example. So even if you would come across a Sagittarius who has absolutely nothing, they're still gonna be spiritually wealthy. So they're gonna exude this energy of wealth naturally. But it's because of their spiritual values. Now, a Sagittarius is going to have high spiritual values. A Sagittarius is always meant to see the bigger picture of every situation. It's that higher learning energy, which is that ninth house energy, which is spiritual values, philosophies, laws, the bigger picture, higher learning, intellect, meaning of life, expansions, growth, adventures, luck, and travel. Okay, and long distance. So longevity. All right. However, a Sagittarius biggest challenge would be patience. That's their energy, but it's their biggest challenge. Okay. So if you a Sagittarius, keep that in mind. All right. Um, learning new things, studying. Sagittarius tend to have a very positive nature. They like to see the good in everything. Although they can even see the bad in things, they love to see the good in everything, which can be a downfall. So be mindful of that. Okay. But yeah, so that's touching on that Neptune, Jupiter, Sagittarian, Pisces, 12th house, ninth house energy. Okay. Next we got Aries right here. They showed up right together. So Aries is that first house. That's the first. First. Look, you hear the horn? The first. It's definitely all about perception, I would say. Now, the perception comes in with learning the zodiac signs for yourself. This is why I always guide y'all to look up stuff and study it for yourself, because how you receive it, I may not receive it, and how I receive it, you may not receive it. So that's why I always say study for yourself, because a lot of this stuff for me was self-taught from me reading different books, studying different books. I meant to grab my astrology dictionary too, and I didn't grab it off my bookshelf. So, but we'll touch on it another day. But yeah, a lot of this stuff for me was self-taught, and some things I know because I know. I'll say that. So, Aries energy is that Mars energy, okay? Aries energy is that Mars energy, which is also big energy. Mars is also one of the largest planets, okay? Just much like Jupiter. So, vivid thinkers, things of that nature. Now, Aries is that first house energy, and your first house is surrounded by around the actions, your actions, the actions that you take, um, the things that you do, the things that you desire, um, who you are as an individual, and learning who you are as an individual, getting to know yourself as who you are as an individual, how you project yourself outwards to others, and how other people see you, how they perceive you to be. Okay. Um, so, hey, Dewan Evans. Hey, Frank Jones. How y'all doing tonight? So, and that first house energy is also learning how to do things on your own, your yourself and your self identity, okay, who you are as an individual. That's your first house energy. The first house is ruled by Aries, okay? So Aries is also a fire sign like Sagittarius. However, Aries is a cardinal sign, not a mutable sign. So Aries, I would say Aries' biggest struggle would be finding their own identity and doing what they desire for themselves and not according to others. That's that first house energy, okay? So learning how to do things on your own, releasing the crutch, releasing the just letting go of the things that hold you in an uncomfortable position, okay? Confronting things, standing up for yourself. That's that Mars energy. Being bold, taking action, standing up for yourself, confronting things, confronting situations, influences, letting others influence you, how others influence you. Typically allowing others to influence your actions or your thoughts even. Mars is an energy of war, aggression, anger, force, okay, courage, high energy levels as well. Someone who is determined, someone who is very passionate, also a fiery, passionate energy, much like Sagittarius energy, okay? So, and that's because those are those larger planets. Fire is already a strong element, okay? And if you ever heard me say higher, higher, more fire, I'm telling you, it ain't no joke. For real. So yes, being mindful of your anger, learning how to check yourself and redirect yourself as an Aries. Keep that in mind, okay? Because when the Aries get upset, Aries, it can go from -10 to over in a matter of less than a second. So just keep that in mind, okay? I would highly recommend that you never try to trigger an Aries, because that can be, it could be deadly. Just in all honesty, just speaking. So just keep that in mind. Dewan Evans, I got some scriptures for y'all too, because I know some people gonna jump on here and throw some Bible verses at me. But like I said, and you might have missed it in the beginning, you might want to rewind it. But what I'm doing right now is teaching y'all about astrology and how it affects the body. Oh, I'll go back in a second, but how it affects the body, the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit, and how all of this stuff goes together. So for those of you who want to drop some Bible verses in the comments, I'm all for it. I'm here for it tonight. I got some Bible verses after I finish all of this. I wrote some down for y'all too. But we gonna bridge this gap tonight because, one thing I don't like is how people try to attack people for their own personal beliefs. and what they know to be true, because not everybody know things to be true, and they don't study certain things. But some of us actually study further than what we were taught. So, you know, no shade or nothing like that. It's just, it is what it is. But I'm gonna write your scripture down. I'm pretty sure I remember what it say, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I'm gonna write it down and make sure, because I did tell y'all I would start writing y'all scriptures down and looking at them. But I will well, Dewan, I'm gonna tell you like I tell everyone else. There are things in the Bible that I do believe and do believe in, and there are things that are very much contradicting that I don't believe in. Absolutely. So that's why I tell people to get to know, if they're going to read the Bible, read the whole thing and actually study what you're reading, so you'll have a better understanding and that you know what you're reading is true. Because if you read the Bible enough times and go over a few of those scriptures, they're going to contradict the other scriptures. So you kind of want to just read them and go over them, study them, read the whole thing, not just part of it, just the whole thing. Not what you were taught, not what somebody showed you, not what someone said. Read it for yourself and read the whole thing in depth. Especially in regards to things that you are not fond of, things that you speak against, things that you are against, things that you say God is against, or things that you say Jesus, as some call him, are against. Read and study. I'll always recommend that. Okay? So, next. Oh, and let me go back because I did forget to do, who was it? I gave y'all Sagittarius already, and Sagittarius is associated with the liver, the hips, and the thighs. Okay, I did give that. Who didn't I do? Let me cross it out so I know. Oh, I didn't do Pisces. Pisces is associated with the feet and the lymphatic system. Okay, so just FYI, if you are Pisces, be aware of that. Aries is associated with the head. Aries is the head. Aries is the head. That's why Aries is that natural born leadership energy. Okay, and the information that I'm telling you, if you look it up, it can be found in the Bible. It's not going to be associated in some biblical verses. It's not going to be associated with the words Aries and things of that nature. But just, we're going to pull that up too. Probably not tonight. If we get to it tonight, I'll pull it up for y'all. But if we don't, okay, just FYI. But Aries is the head. Aries is associated with the head, the face, the brain, and the eyes. All right. So FYI, hence that, like I said, that natural born leadership energy. I already gave Sag and Pisces. Okay. So next we're going to touch on Taurus. All right. Taurus is that the second of the zodiac, which is ruled under the planet of Venus, which I'm also going to pull Libra out because Libra is also ruled under the planet of Venus. Venus, you want to learn your Venus placements because Venus is that planet of love. Love, passion, peace, harmony, cherishing, attraction, tenderness, calmness, pleasure, your good times and things of that nature. Okay? And it's going to be associated with that 7th house energy. All right? And also the 2nd house energy, which is the 2nd house is ruled by Taurus. The 7th house is ruled by Libra. Libra is the energy of balance. We are currently in Libra season. So Libra is the energy of balance, equilibrium, justice. Libra is an air sign, however. Libra is an air sign, a cardinal air sign. Taurus is an earth sign, a fixed earth sign. FYI, okay? So Taurus and Libra both are ruled under the planet of Venus, okay? So like I said, that's the planet of love, relationships, passion, marriage, okay? Um so this is going to be like your core values and things and beliefs in regards to relationships, marriage, love, and what does that mean for you? What does that look like for you? So this is why I always tell people, when you want to be in a relationship or a marriage, you want to get to know your Venus and moon signs, okay? Your Venus, your moon, your Jupiter, and your North Node signs. Why I'm saying that is because your Venus sign is your planet. That's your sign and placement of love, relationships, marriage, okay? And your values in regards to love, relationships, and marriage. Okay, so that's going to be found in your second and seventh house placements. All right. Now, your moon sign is going to be your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, and how you process them, the things that are hidden, the illusions that you could be trapped in that you may not know how to get out of. But if you learn your moon sign, you'll know how to walk away from things. You'll know how to walk away from people. You'll know how to walk away from what does not serve you mentally and emotionally. Okay. So, and most certainly in a relationship. All right. So, with your North Node sign, I say learn that if you're going to be in a relationship, because I just did Aries, Andrew. So no, I believe in God, Dewan. Check yourself, honey. Don't wreck yourself. Don't, slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. I believe in God, but I believe in my higher self. I believe in what I know to be true. Okay. And yeah, amongst other things of love, light, and healing. Okay. So like I said, you want to learn your North Node placement, because your North Node placement is the direction you're going to grow and elevate in. Okay? Your rising and ascending sign. Okay, these are your elevation placements. Your Jupiter placement is your placement of growth. So, and expansion. So, the things that you may want to grow and expand in may not be aligned with the things and the values with the person that you choose to be with and what they want to grow and expand in. And it can cause you to grow apart if it's not aligned. But you'll know if it's aligned through your placements. Simply, that's the simple part, through your placements, instead of going through all the, oh, well, I don't know if I should, I don't know about this. I don't know how I feel about that. No, I'm telling you, your alignment is in your birth chart. That's why I tell y'all, get to know yourself through your birth charts. Your alignment is in your birth chart. So when you get to know your rising, and which is your ascending sign, the direction headed forward, your forward movement. Your North Node is your forward movement. Learning your South Node placement, that's was your past. That's your past. Those are the things you're going to struggle with. Those are the things you're going to have to grow out of. Those are your challenges. So learning your South Node placement, even for yourself, not for a relationship, but for yourself, is beneficial, so that you know what you're going to face moving forward. And you can learn those lessons and go through those tests and those obstacles and move forward productively, instead of allowing things to hold you back that's always held you back. Okay? So, like I said, in regards to relationships, you want to learn your Venus placement, your moon placement, your North Node, your Jupiter, and your ascending, which is your rising sign. Okay? Um, but whew, your second and your seventh house, like I said, is that Taurus Libra energy. Libra and Taurus are ruled under the planet Venus, which is the planet of love, relationships, and things of that nature. Seventh house energy is balance, fairness, cooperation, relationships, your partnerships, diplomatic, your marriage, pursuit of harmony and the people you connect with, your connections. Okay? Okay. Well, place yourself in that box, Dewan. I don't mind. Do as you please. Teach your own. I'm not a preacher. I speak. I don't preach. It's a difference. Because a lot of preachers ain't doing what they should do. But we ain't going to get into that. Whew. Ooh, John, you out of line. You got to go. A lot of us are the voice of God. A lot of us are the voice of God. But, you know, you get those individuals who like to judge people because they use their voice differently than others. Which only causes them to condemn their own soul. You know, some know that. Others, not so much. They just be talking. Second house is your beliefs, your values, your resources, what you need, material wealth, what you want, your finances, beauty, and self-worth. Okay? So just be mindful of that, especially if you are a Taurus or a Libra. Okay? You definitely want to get to know your second house and seventh house placements. All right? Especially if you want to know what your material wealth looking like and your finances and your love life. And how balanced it is, or how balanced it can be, or how you will struggle to gain balance within those things. Okay? I'm gonna give you about 10 minutes to breathe, baby. You need some deep breaths. So Taurus, the body parts associated with Taurus, it is Lou 72. It's a lot. That's why I don't be saying, I just keep it to myself, but I don't mind. I got time today. Body parts associated with Taurus is the throat, the neck, and the shoulders. Okay? Throat, neck, and shoulders. All right? So you may want to be mindful of that, you know, and I'll go over all of the body parts and stuff at the end. But just heads up. Libra is the kidneys, the lower back, and your butt. Okay, your buttocks. So just heads up on that. We're gonna do, who we doing? Gemini, the twin energy. Gemini, the twin energy, the multiple personalities, double-sided, two-faced energy, okay? No shade, Gemini. I love Geminis. Gemini is Sagittarius opposing zodiac sign. Okay, so go figure, right? Gemini is also a mutable sign like Sagittarius and Pisces. However, it is an air sign. Okay. Gemini is that twin energy, like I said. So there's always another side. Okay, I'll say that. Gemini is ruled under the planet of Mercury, which is the planet of communication. Okay. You know, short-term travel, thoughts, information, technology, intellect, exchange. So what I used to tell people when I first started doing readings a long time ago, I don't do readings no more, but what I used to tell people was that you want to know your Mercury placement if you do like stock exchange and things of that nature. Just free game right there. I ain't gonna go too much into it because that's a lot of information to give. However, just take that little bit and run with it, okay? if you into trading stocks and stuff, learn your Mercury placement. Okay, learn your Mercury placement. So that third house energy is Gemini energy. Okay, like I said, that is the planet of communication. Gemini's rule communication. Okay, they rule communication. Um, and making the right connections. Gemini has a way of connecting you to the right things. Geminis typically are very resourceful, okay? Also very curious, adaptable, very witty. You know, they quick on their feet, quick thinkers. Um, but it's also learning to be mindful of who and what is around you. Okay, your ideas are associated with that third house placement as well. So, just FYI, Mercury is also Virgo's ruling planet, which is that sixth house energy. Virgo is also a mutable sign. Okay, but Virgo is a earth sign as well. All right. Um, I used to study stocks and stuff very, very, very hard. Yeah, loose 72. So that's I'm telling you, and we could do that as a topic of discussion one day too. But yeah, for real. Cause it's like if I had a person that was like into like say if I was married to somebody and he was into stock exchange and all that stuff, I would give him the information that I know. Cause I don't have the patience for it. I don't. I tried it and my patience I don't have the patience for it. I would give the knowledge in regards to it though. I will give the information in regards to it, but I just don't have the patience for it. Okay, and I amongst other things. So it's just that's what it is for me. But nonetheless, Mercury is also Virgo's ruling planet. Virgo is that feminine maiden energy, okay? And Virgo is ruled under the sixth house, which is your house placement of health. Okay, Virgos will typically struggle with their health. So learning how to keep yourself healthy as a Virgo is very, 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 very important. Very important. Okay. Virgos rule the sixth house. Like I said, this is your health, your work, your daily routines, how you are of service to others. Um, Virgo is a perfectionist energy, okay? Very efficient, practical, very much about the details. We used to laugh about this all the time during readings because my ascending sign is Virgo, and I resonate with my Virgo placements so much. It's crazy. But because I'm very much a perfectionist. Like, I want to know the details, I'm going to have the details, and it got to be right or it can't be done at all. And that's just me. But, you know, Virgos tend to be very organized. You know, so learn your Virgo placement. It's important that you do. Don't let nobody tell you you crazy or you got OCD because you want stuff to be right. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with wanting stuff to be right, Virgo. Embrace that. It's a quality. Okay, it's a quality that you possess, baby. So just FYI, Jesus Christ lives. We ain't talking no witchcraft, baby. You gonna have to spew that somewhere else. I ain't gonna block you. Cause God gonna give you a nice little lesson, but I am gonna put you on timeout, okay? Now, like I said, your sixth house placement is gonna teach you more about your work, the type of work that you may do or should be doing. So you want to compare that to your 10th house placement, which I explained to y'all already. That's that Capricorn energy, that 10th house placement, which is also an earth sign, but that Capricorn energy and that 10th house placement of success with your 6th house placement of your work, you know, combine those. You know, Mercury is also the planet of, like I told y'all, the communication. Gemini rules communication, right? So Mercury is that gift of gab energy placement planet. Okay, so FYI, most Virgos and Geminis have that gift of gab, and if your sun, moon, rising, or north node, or second or third or sixth house is in Mercury energy, Gemini or Virgo, honey, you got the gift of gab. So use it in a good way, because you can typically see some people may use it for a form of manipulation, and that's going to be a downfall. Now, others, you can use it in a good way to where it not only benefits you, but it benefits others. It benefits your business ventures. It also benefits your work environment. So just be mindful of that, okay? Next we got Cancer. We're gonna do Cancer. Hi, Pi Willis. Next, we're going to touch on this Cancerian energy, okay? Cancer. Cancer is ruled under the fourth house, okay? This is going to be your family values, your foundation. But Cancer is that moon energy, okay? Which is Cancers are a water sign, a cardinal water sign. So, Cancers tend to be very emotional as well. Very hard, like that they symbol is the crab. So, you know, like they very hard on the outside, that shell on the outside, they very soft. Okay. Very nurturing, very caring, very genuine, high vibrational cancers. Okay. Because low vibrational cancers know how to use that same energy, that nurturing quality, and their feelings and sensitivity to cause illusions. So that's their energy naturally. A Cancer can make you think one thing and it's something else real easy. So just be mindful. And if you are a Cancer, don't use your energy to be manipulative. It's not a good thing, okay? It can curse you. Okay? Um but that moon energy is the energy of nurturing feelings, emotions, clarity, wisdom, reactions, acceptance. It's also a divine feminine energy. Okay, so very much a feminine energy. Um, but I like to say the moon is a balance of masculine and feminine energy. Okay, because that new moon energy, in which we are going into new moon energy, currently shifting into new moon energy, is that dark moon energy, which is divine feminine energy, right? So the full moon energy is that masculine energy. It's a, although women, this is why this is a nurturing energy. This is why Cancer's energy is that feminine nurturing energy, because women's body cycles with the moon cycle. Your body literally cycles with the moon. So, as a woman, if you have a Cancer placement, you will really want to know that placement and learn that placement is going to benefit you to do so very much. Okay, strongly. So, also with that energy, learn your body. Learn your body, learn your cycle. If you are an adult woman, female, feminine energy, and you don't know your body or your cycle and how your body cycles at your big ass age, that's a problem. That's a problem. You should know, as an adult woman, how your body cycles, the process of your body cycling, when your cycle is coming, when it's gonna, you should know these things as an adult woman. So just get to know yourself a little better. Okay. This moon energy is also centered around illusions, reactions. Okay, so just FYI. Cancer, the body part associated with Cancer. Oh, I forgot. Gemini and Virgo. The body parts associated with Gemini is the lungs. Let me see. The lungs, the hands, and the nervous system. Body parts associated with Virgo is the abdomen, the spleen, and the digestive system. Okay? So, FYI. Body parts associated with Cancer is the chest, the stomach, and breast. Okay? So, just FYI, if you are the sign, just pay attention to how your body feels during certain moon cycles, moon phases, because it matters. Okay? It matters. As much as people think the moon don't matter and the moon is not important, the moon phases matter. So just pay attention to your body and how your body literally reacts to the days of the weeks and the moon. Literally, it reacts to it. So pay attention to how your body changes during certain moon phases and moon cycles. Okay? Cancer rules the fourth house. The fourth house is your emotional security, your home, family, childhood, your roots, your foundation, which is also associated with their root and sacral chakra energy. Okay. So this would typically be things surrounding your family, or your childhood, things that you will have to heal from, things that you will have to work on or get past, or, your truth. You being honest with yourself in regards to your family values, and your childhood. Okay? So, in a nutshell, that's the Cancerian energy. Okay? Next, we got Leo, the lion, the lioness. Leo. Okay? So Leo rules the fifth house energy, okay? And Leo is the sun, okay? Now, this is where I'm going to get on somebody's nerves at. Because why not? So you know how people be like, Jesus' birthday was December 25th, is on Christmas, and that's why it's called Christ. And we ain't gonna go to that part because that's irrelevant, because it's not true. Okay? Jesus, as they call him, was the Leo. Okay? Hence, the Son of God. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave that there for somebody who wanna, look it up, do a little research. It never hurt nobody do a little research. But yeah, Jesus, as you call him, was the Leo. FYI, that's just a little information for you. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay? So, Leo is that fire energy, also a fire sign, but it's a fixed fire sign, okay? Leos tend to be stuck in their ways, but very wise, okay? Very creative, a strong, loving energy. They exude, their power is love, okay? That's going to be their struggle as well, though, okay? Very loyal energy, though, but their power is love. Now, Leo, with this sun energy, is the energy of truth, clarity, creation, happiness, light, abundance, what you gain, something new, something fresh, respect, joy, and leadership, okay? Leos tend to be very dramatic. They like to do it big. And I'm not saying dramatic in a negative way, because dramatic can be beautiful sometimes, okay? They're well thought out. They're going to think this out before they take action. They're going to think about how they want to do it, how big they want to do it, because they ain't going to do it small, okay? It's going to be big and everybody going to see it, okay? But fifth house energy is creativity, power of love, gambles, games, dramatically, romance, fun, trust of a child. We're going to get to that. Confidence, warmth, and spotlight, okay? Leos are that confidence. They very confident energy, okay? Also, that could be a Leo's downfall. So you got to kind of just have balance. So the good qualities of each zodiac sign, some can be your downfall. It depends on your ego. and your pride. That's why I always tell y'all there's a such thing as a healthy ego. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you should have no ego and know this and know that. That's not true. That is not real. You should have a healthy ego. It should be at a healthy level to where you're not a shitty human being. Okay, just I'll say it like that because I know you get it. Now, this trust of a child, um, Leos will tend to have like a childlike spirit. However, it's more of an intuitive thing with the trust of a child thing. You want to like, how can I put this? Leo's childlike spirit is what guides them. It's going to be what guides them. Now, some people's childlike spirit is a little different, but a Leo's childlike spirit is going to be what guides them. It's what's going to keep them lighthearted, okay, and open. So just a heads up, all right. But yeah, that's that fifth house energy. Leo, the body parts associated with Leo, of course, is the heart. What else? The spine and your upper back. Okay, so if you have an upper back pain or heart trouble or pain in your spine, find a way to be creative. I'll say that. Tap into your creativity. Play some games. Do something fun. Do something to bring out your childlike spirit. Okay, especially as a Leo, that's very important to you. For you. Okay. Scorpio, last but certainly not least, let's talk about these Scorpios. That's so crazy. Whitney Houston, I will always love you. Just can't. I ain't heard no song playing, so why I hear that? I explain that in a minute, but let's get back to this. Scorpio. Scorpios rule the 8th house, okay? Scorpio, and we are going into Scorpio season, okay, which is the season of change, transformation, transitioning, intimacy, shared resources, death, rebirth, major change, okay? Major shifts, life and death, okay? So Scorpions are water signs. A fixed water sign ruled under Pluto. Okay, ruled under the planet Pluto. However, traditionally, Mars is also one of Scorpio's ruling planets. So just heads up, FYI on that. Okay, but Scorpio is ruled under the planet Pluto. You know, Scorpios tend to kind of be in their own little world. They do their own thing. They own too much, you know. It's a dark energy. Pluto is the energy of darkness, control, do or die, literally. Okay. Power struggles, you know, a little obsessive, change, death, resurrection, rising from the ashes. That's that Pluto energy. Okay. That's the energy of darkness. Which is associated with the 8th house. The 8th house is transformation, intimacy, gain and use of power, mysteries of life, life or death, others' resources, major change, death, rebirth, shared resources, so on and so forth. So Scorpios tend to come off very sweet, caring, nurturing. That's because they're a water sign. That's the trickiness of it. That's the mystery of it. It's a very dark energy, though. This is what it is. Scorpios can be very, very dark. Very dark. It's in their nature to be like that though. And it's like that because Scorpions are meant to cause change. They are the sign of change. So, be it good or bad, they're going to cause change. They're going to cause transformation. There's going to be transitioning. And for a Scorpio, change is hard. Scorpios don't like change. Leos are also a sign that don't like change. Okay, so just FYI, a heads up. No fixed zodiac sign likes change. So that's why in the beginning I explained it as those are the signs that are usually stuck in their ways and they don't like for things to change. That's just the reality of it, okay? They are very comfortable in what they're doing. Contentment is their thing, okay? Contentment, okay? So, but Scorpios cause change. So you want to know your Scorpio placement or your eighth house placement so you know how change will affect you. And so you know how to go about the changes in your own personal transformation, your own personal awakenings, your death and rebirth. That's important for you to learn because we all go through awakenings and you are constantly going through awakenings. So when you learn this, you're going to learn how to go through your awakening. Because, yeah, you can say, oh, I'm going to just pray about it. I'm going to just pray about it. I'm going to pray through it. And that's good. I'm going to never not tell you to pray. I'm never going to be like, oh, don't pray. No, you better pray. I hope you pray. However, it's all about action as well. So the actions that you take while you're praying, while you're meditating, while you're fasting, while you're going through these changes, okay, it matters. So learning your eighth house placement is learning your changes, the changes that you're going to go through, the changes that are going to challenge you. Like I told you, that's going to be also in your South Node energy placement, okay? So just be mindful of that, especially if you are a Scorpio, because you're going to struggle with change. That's going to be a biggest challenge because that's your greatest purpose. So just be mindful. And Scorpios have the ability to manipulate change. So just a heads up, you might want to stay on the Scorpio good side because they also have the ability and the gift to be able to manipulate change. That's the reality of it. Okay. Much like any other water sign. So just be mindful. Okay. Now I'm gonna touch on this North Node and South Node energy, okay, which I did in the beginning, but we just gonna touch on it a little more. Your South Node energy, like I said early on, is going to be your challenges, okay? The things that trigger you, the things that cause you anxiety, the things that are troublesome to you, the things that you contemplate over and over in your mind that trigger you in an unhealthy way, okay? These are all things associated with your past or either your past life. So you learning your South Node placement is going to teach you how to overcome. It's going to teach you how to release, overcome, and move forward. Okay? So these are challenges that you're going to face that's going to show you that you need to reconsider. It's going to show you how to reconsider. It's going to show you the red flags that you're dealing with in situations. It's going to show you the things that are not going to happen for you. And it's just what it is. So when you acknowledge that and you're able to face the challenges of your situations, you grow out your South Node energy into your North Node energy. Now, growing into your North Node energy is where your success lies, okay? That's where you keep moving forward. That's where you have faith and you keep moving forward. That's your progression, okay? That's when you know it's time to continue on your path. It's time for you to choose your path. It's time for you to take action in the right direction moving forward, okay? That's your forward movement, okay? That's where you need to release worry. Don't worry, okay? Continue moving forward because it benefits you to do so. It helps you increase your life, your livelihood, and whatever it is you have going on. You're going to have a increase. You're going to grow into your increase, okay? So just all things considered, that's that. Now, really quick, I'm going to run through the days of the week because they are also important and aligned with zodiac signs and astrology and everything I just told y'all, okay? So we're going to do them one at a time. Saturday. Saturday is Saturn energy, okay? Capricorn energy. So if you are a Capricorn or even an Aquarius, with Saturn being one of Aquarius traditional days of the week. I'm starting with Saturday because it's Saturday where I'm at, okay? So Saturday is that Saturn energy. So you want to be mindful of that when and whatever it is you're doing on a Saturday. Whatever I tell people to plan according to the days of the week. Let your plans be aligned with the days of the week so it can go in your favor. So whatever it is you're trying to do or you're trying to accomplish goes in your favor. Make sure the actions that you take and the plans that you make are associated with and aligned with what you have going on in the days of the week, okay? But if you are a Capricorn or an Aquarius, more than likely on a Saturday, things will go in your favor. Okay, you'll have better luck on those days. If you believe in luck or not, just FYI, heads up. All right, free game. Sunday. Sunday is Leo energy. So it's associated with the sun energy. Okay. So if you are a Leo, be mindful of that because, like I said, same for Saturday for Aquarius and Capricorn. Monday is that moon energy, Cancer energy. Okay. Same thing goes. Tuesday is that Mars energy, which is Aries energy. Okay. Same thing applies. Be mindful of the actions you take. Definitely be mindful of the actions you take on a Tuesday because Tuesday is that Mars energy and Mars is all about action. That's the planet, literally. That's action. So definitely be mindful if you plan on taking action on a Tuesday ever. Wednesday is that Mercury energy. Like I said, Mercury is Gemini and Virgo's ruling planet. So if you are either of those signs, be mindful of the actions that you choose to take on a Wednesday. Okay. Thursday is that Jupiter energy. Big, 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 big energy. Okay. Sagittarius energy. Okay. Thursday, like I said, Jupiter is also one of Pisces ruling planets. So either or, Pisces, Sagittarius, be mindful of the energy, okay? If you looking for something to grow or expand, take action on a Thursday, no matter what your sign is. No matter, well, it don't matter what your placements are, but no matter what your sign is, take action on a Thursday if you're looking for something to grow or expand, okay? Put effort into it. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to sit this here on a Thursday. No, do the work, okay? Because it's going to matter. Friday is that Venus energy. Like I said, Venus is Libra and Taurus ruling planet. So be mindful. Friday is usually the day of the week that you want to take action in regards to love, matters of the heart, things that you love, okay? Monday or Friday, because Monday is associated with that moon energy. And like I said, that moon energy is your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, and the way you process them. So if you want to take any type of actions in regards to feelings, thoughts, emotions, or love, partnerships, or relationships, do it on a Monday or a Friday. It's more beneficial to you. Okay? So that's that. Retrograde energy, I just want to touch on really quick because I know a lot of people get caught up in that. oh, I hate Mercury retrograde. Everything goes wrong. Everything goes bad. It's all about how you perceive it. Literally. Yeah, I used to think like that too. You know, but then you kind of learn energy and how you can shift. You have the ability to shift the energy around you. Everyone does. It's just what you choose to do. It's your actions. It's all about your action and your energy. So transmute the energy, shift the energy, because it can be negative, but that retrograde energy is, usually when it's Mercury retrograde, you'll usually have issues with like technology and stuff like that. Your phones, your computers, systems shutting down, things of that nature. So just FYI. It's other retrograde energies like Venus retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, all of those things. It's going to be the opposite. It'll have the opposite effect of what it would traditionally cause or what would traditionally happen. Is going to be the opposite. That's all retrograde energy is, the opposite. And you have the ability to shift the energy. So just FYI, everyone does. It's just how is your energy. You got to check your own energy before you be trying to, don't cry about it. Fix it. Shift the energy. It's all right. It's all right. So real quick, I'm gonna go through these universal laws. I have 12 up here. Um, First law, divine oneness. Okay, everything in the universe is connected. It is, and we just spoke on. I just mentioned divine oneness yesterday, the day before that. Thank you, Arrow and Nickman. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So it is. Everything is connected. The only thing that separates us is religion. That's it. Everything is connected. And religion was given to us and taught to us and forced on a lot of us because religion is associated with hate. Bottom line. It teaches you hate. It teaches you how to hate others. It teaches you how to shun others. It teaches you how to push people out. It teaches you how to, it teaches you all the bad things. It don't teach you none of the good things that benefit you, help you grow and prosper, that can help you and your family. So just FYI, heads up. And that's not knocking anybody's religion. To each his own. I will never disrespect anyone's beliefs or religion. That's just what it is. Okay? I'm going to try to teach you regardless. Second law, the law of vibration. Okay? Everything in the universe vibrates at its own frequency. And does. So you got, like I said, be mindful. Check your energy. Check your energy level. See what frequency you vibrating on. Is it high? Is it low? Is it in between? Is it fast? Is it slow? Let me quit playing. One day I'm going to be serious. Because one day I'm going to teach all of this for real. I'm trying to teach it now, but I'm telling you. So then I'm going to be serious. But right now, I'm going to just play with a little bit. The law of attraction. Okay, third law, the law of attraction. Your thoughts and feelings attract similar energy. What you put out, you will receive. So as much as people don't like to believe in karma, okay, much like the seventh law, cause and effect, right, is karma too. So the third law and the seventh law is one and the same. It's karma. What you put out, you will receive. What you speak, you will receive. What you think, you're going to form into your reality. So just being mindful of the words you speak, the actions you take, how you treat others, hence the golden rule, which is, some might say, if you want to call it in scripture, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Just if you want to call it out in the scripture. I'm just saying. Same thing. So, anyway, moving along. How you treat others is going to be what you receive. How you speak in regards to yourself and others, it's just what you put out, the energy you put out is the energy you're going to receive. So, mindfulness, being mindful, okay? Number 4, the law of correspondence. The patterns in macroism are reflected in microism. So you want to pay attention to not only your patterns, but the patterns of others. I would say the pattern of all. If you get it, you'll get it. If you don't, just let it flow. Okay. The law of action. Number 5, okay? To manifest your desires, you must take proactive steps. That's that Mars energy, okay? Action. So just be mindful, because you can desire something all day long. You can want something all day long. But if you're not putting the energy out or taking the action on what you want, how the hell do you expect to get it? You think you just gonna sit there and it's just gonna come to you? You gonna sit there like, just come on, 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 come on. No. Get your ass up and do something. If you wanna be somebody. They said, wake up and pay attention, damn it. Do something. You gotta take action, okay? You gotta take action. Make your steps count, all right? Make your steps count. All right. Number 6, the law of cause and effect. What did I say? It was 7? I was wrong. My bad. My bad. The law of cause and effect. Every action has a corresponding reaction. Okay. Like I said, also associated with karma. So what you do, it matters. As much as a lot of people think it don't matter, like what I was talking about early on in the video about them people that was talking to the homeless people crazy and treating them like, I'm big on being mindful of how you entertain and treat strangers, because you never know who you coming across. You don't know who you crossing paths with. You don't know who God gonna send across your path. You have no idea. And people, I know a lot of people don't like animals and stuff like that, but this is why I love animals too, because you know, you never know. You just never know. And you could be kicking at somebody or something, or you know, just talking to people crazy and stuff, but it's gonna matter. Believe it or not, sooner or later it catches up with you. All right. The law of compensation. Number 7. We are rewarded for the right actions. Yes, we are. You know. So the law of compensation and being rewarded for taking the right actions, this is simply having humility, I would say, just in a nutshell. Integrity. Okay? That's why I always tell people I'm big on integrity and humility, because it matters how you treat others and how you treat yourself. So it's not just in regards to others, but it's how you treat others and how you treat yourself. The action you take in regards to others and the action you take in regards to yourself. So just being mindful of that, because that's what's going to reward you. And you may not even be looking for the reward. Okay, that's even better. That makes it even better. That means you are that much more better than a lot of others. Okay. You may not even be looking for the reward. You may just genuinely have a compassionate heart for others, okay, and for doing the right things. And kudos to you, because that's amazing. That's a blessing, okay? Because a lot of people out here that don't give a shit, and they gonna let people do the wrong thing to the wrong individuals, and then each law works both ways. I'll say that. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy, number 8, okay? I already spoke to y'all about transmuting energy. So, It says energy is constantly moving and changing form, and it is. So, like I said, everyone has the ability to shift energy, change your perception, shift the energy around you. If you don't like the energy around you, change it. You have the ability to change it. It could be as simple as you changing your environment, changing your acceptance level, changing what you allow. It's that simple. Don't make it complicated, okay? Number 9, the law of relativity. Everything is relative. Our experiences are connected to how we perceive them. That's self-explanatory. We ain't even got to go into it. We've been talking about it all night. Okay, like I said, it's all about perception. All our experiences, everything is related one way or another, somehow, some way. Okay? Just be mindful. Number 10, the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite, and opposites define each other. I ain't gonna go too far into that because we talked about opposites, and okay, so just FYI. Number 11, the law of rhythm. Life moves in cycles. Nothing is permanent. Absolutely nothing. Nothing is permanent. You gotta either grow with the cycle of life, go through the cycle, grow with the cycle, because it's everything changes. Everything, that's the only thing that's constant is change. So everything changes. So you're either going to change with the change, grow with the change, or you're not, and that's your choice. But that's how people get stuck and they get lost. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Okay. Number 12, the law of gender. Both masculine and feminine energies exist in all things. Yes, they do. And this is an issue for a lot of people. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, I ain't feminine. That's a lot of men be like, oh, I ain't feminine. I had somebody jump on here the other night and say, I ain't got no feminine energy. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Absolutely, you do. Whether you know it or not, you absolutely do. We all have masculine and feminine energy. It's just a matter of having a balance. And if you learn your birth chart, it'll pull up and show you your level and percentage of masculine and feminine energy. So that also will teach you how to balance out your masculine and feminine energy. Okay, mine is 50-50. So I have 50% masculine, 50% feminine energy. So mine's is a nice equal balance. And now growing up, I was real tomboyish, like very much so. You couldn't pay me to put on a dress. See, now I love getting dressed up. I love dresses. I love keeping my nails and feet done, and I do my hair and stuff. So it's just learning the balance. Everything is about balance and perception. Literally. Okay. Do I want it? Why not? I guess I will. So real quick, I'm going to run through these 7 chakras. Although we have more than 7 chakras in our body, right? We have more than 7. But these are the 7 main chakras. And I would encourage you to look that up because we have way more than 7. But these main 7 I'm going to touch on because these are the most important to keep you in alignment and put you in alignment. Okay, your crown. Your crown chakra. Okay, I like to call it the Christ consciousness chakra. So, that's just my thing. But your crown chakra is literally your consciousness, your spirituality, and your inspirational intellect. Okay, Um, Ethan, it probably does, honey. Maybe you should do a little more research because I'm sure you're not retarded. You may be challenged a little bit, but no, I wouldn't say that. Um, Purple is associated with the crown chakra. Amethyst is also associated with the crown chakra. If you are into amethyst or stones and things of that nature, clear quartz is also associated with the crown chakra. My clear quartz, it's up here somewhere, but that's also associated with the crown chakra. Okay. Say you get a headache or something, right? And I'm just teach y'all some so brief. But say you get a headache or something. I would recommend you clean your hands, wash your hands, use some peppermint and a mixture of like peppermint and eucalyptus oil. Okay? Rub it on your hands or your fingertips even. Rub it across your forehead, around your temple, behind, through here, back here and stuff like that, right? Take you an amethyst or a clear quartz. Rub it across, okay? Just rub it across your head. Just rub it across your head. That's all you do, all right? Highly recommend. I would recommend that. Do that before you take some medication, okay? Third eye chakra, all right, is also associated with the amethyst, okay? Your third eye chakra is your intuition, your concentration, and your insight, all right? Your throat chakra is your communication, your honesty, your self-expression, and things of that nature. I will also recommend that you guys look these up, do the research on them. I'll pull out my books next week because tomorrow we don't have no topics of insight. But next week I'll pull my books out and we'll go over these again. So next week I will have y'all ask questions and stuff, okay? Hey, Levi. Thank you. Thank you, Jay Dillard. Heart chakra, okay? Love, compassion, sincerity, things that hit your heart. Solar plexus chakra, strength, confidence, determination, okay? Sacral chakra, your endurance, okay? This is going to be your past trauma, healing your sacral chakra, which is in this area. So healing your sacral chakra, if you have like stomach pains and stomach issues, and my rising sign is in Virgo. I'm a sun Sag, Aries moon, Aries north node. But if you have any like stomach issues or anything like that, you want to work on healing your sacral chakra. Okay? That's associated with your lower abdominal, stomach, digestive system area. Okay? Just FYI. Heads up. But your endurance, past trauma, your childhood, your inner child, your passion and creativity is all associated with your sacral chakra. That's why I often speak on you healing your sacral chakra. Okay? Root chakra. That's you grounding yourself, your stability and your sense of security and safety. Okay? It's all surrounded in regards to your root chakra. Okay? So that's that. Now, real quick, I'm going to run through this stuff because I know that a lot of people get caught up in what the Bible says in regards to divination. And I get it. I understand, right? I understand. So, because in the Old Testament, it does speak on divination being condemned and forbidden in the Bible. But you have to realize, one thing you have to know and realize is that the Bible has been rewritten multiple times. Our ancestors didn't have that Bible. Our ancestors didn't have that Bible. And as much as a lot of people like to speak against the ancestors and those before us, our mothers, our fathers before us, so you have to know, and even in the Bible, one of the versions, I ain't gonna be petty, I'm gonna just get through it because my son. So let me just get through it. Um, the sun, the moon, and the stars is in the Bible condemned. It's part of divination and so on and so forth, what they say. Okay. Um, but you have to know and realize that the sun, the moon, and the stars was also, and it's worded. This is why I say y'all really got to read this stuff, because it's worded that it was appointed to all nations. Okay? So some of the things in the Bible was put there to just kind of throw you off spiritually. Now, if you really use the Bible as what it's supposed to be used for, as a tool of spiritual growth and insight, you will learn the things that I'm sitting here and I just spoke about. Everything I just spoke about, you can learn it from the Bible. God is my witness. You can learn it from the Bible. All you got to do is study. Just take what's there and study it a little further. I'm just telling you, okay? Now, yes, it does speak on divination being condemned in Deuteronomy, Isaiah, and First Samuel, I believe. So we'll touch on them scriptures later, but yeah, it does. And in Second Kings, I believe. But I did write down here because I know in Deuteronomy it says in regards to soothsaying and interpretations of omens and all of that stuff. But these are called signs, signals, and symbols of synchronicity to guide you. And these guides and certain signs and symbols and synchronicities is what our ancestors used to guide them. Okay? And even in the New Testament, what they consider to be unbiblical, I believe it's what? Maggie. You know, whatever the name is, followed the stars to Jesus. Okay, to get to Jesus. So if that's what you want to call, okay? So, but in James 1, okay, and I would prefer y'all, I don't give y'all scripture verses, I don't give y'all verses because I really be wanting people to read the whole chapters. You know, don't miss out. Read the whole chapters. But in James 1, it speaks on lack of wisdom. And if you lack wisdom, you should ask God, right? So, if you get to know the God within yourself, if you get to know God for yourself and within yourself, you wouldn't lack wisdom. You wouldn't lack knowledge because God is going to speak to you. Your higher self is going to speak to you. And we can dive into that another day because I don't got time, okay? But yeah. And you can call it being rebellious. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of people that know what I know. And they're not going to speak it. It's a lot of religious people that sit in church every Sunday that know what I know. But because it's frowned upon, they're not going to say it. But because I don't believe in religion and I believe in God, the Most High God, and myself and my ancestors, and what I do know of divination, I'm going to speak it. Okay? Because I ain't here to be, God didn't put me here to play the games other people be playing. I ain't about to be lying to nobody. And that's what a lot of these pastors and preachers do now. They be lying to the people and they don't tell the people the truth. They really don't teach the people the Bible how they supposed to, and they don't teach the Bible how it should be taught. Teach the truth in the Bible. Don't beat around the bush and say what just sound good to condemn. Oh, they messing with my video. Don't just say what sounds good to condemn others to make yourself look good to pass around that collection plate. Okay? But that's another topic for another day. And I'm going to leave it there. Okay? So I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, for Rising Wisdom to start your day. All right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. It was fun. Take notes. Rewatch it. Rewind it. Take notes. Write this stuff down, okay? Because I ain't just speak on all this for nothing. And we're going to touch on it again. I'm going to have to watch it, take notes, and see what's relevant for me to elaborate on, okay? But we're going to leave it here on the surface level for now, okay? And we're going to also go touch on them Bible verses too. Because why not? This is what I do. Be blessed, nothing less. Say your prayers before you go to bed, okay? I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all in the morning, all right?